Okay, so let's get into this today because it's quite a mix, isn't it? You got politics, huge celebrity stuff, and just, well, chaos online.
Yeah, exactly. We're starting with all that noise around the rumors about Donald Trump possibly commuting Sean Diddy Combs' sentence.
Right, the reports and then the quick denials.
But that's really just the jumping off point for us. The bigger thing we're digging into is what this whole situation, even just the rumor of it, tells us about, well, public opinion and redemption.
Can someone like Diddy, facing these kinds of really serious accusations and reputational hits, actually make a comeback? Is that even possible anymore?
That's the heart of it for you listening. We're trying to look past the headlines, the back and forth, and figure out the mechanics of forgiveness in the public eye.
Do we only forgive certain kinds of mistakes from famous people? Is there like a playbook for coming back from something this big?
Exactly. And to figure out where things might go, we kind of have to look at how cultural forgiveness has worked before, which is why this whole rumor, true or not, is so interesting.
Okay, let's start right there with how this latest round began. It was TMZ, right? They dropped the story saying Trump was sort of vacillating on it, going back and forth.
That was the spark. And almost immediately, the information environment just got messy. The White House shot it down really fast, called it completely false.
But does the denial even register at that point? It feels like the initial claim just takes off.
That's pretty much what happens. It's classic modern chaos, isn't it? The explosive claim hits, the official denial comes out. But the rumor, with zero proof, often spreads faster and wider.
Especially when you involve two figures who are already so polarizing.
Precisely. In this case, involving Trump and Diddy, even a denied rumor carries huge symbolic weight. It just keeps fueling the fire.
Why is that? Why doesn't the denial just kill the story?
Well, I think it taps directly into a really deep public frustration for a lot of people. The idea of a commutation, even if false, immediately brings up feelings about the justice system.
Like maybe wealth and connections mean you don't face real consequences?
Exactly. It feeds that narrative, that suspicion, that there's a different set of rules for the rich and famous. Whether the commutation rumor itself had any truth to it almost becomes secondary to what it represents to people.
Okay, that makes sense. It shows people are already sort of skeptical about fairness there. But let's step back from the immediate chaos. Generally speaking, pop culture loves a redemption story, right? The phoenix rising from the ashes.
Oh, absolutely. We are kind of addicted to that narrative. And if you look back, there are definitely examples of famous people who navigated really serious trouble and managed to come back successfully.
Right. Give us some examples of those arcs that actually worked out.
Well, you've got someone like Snoop Dogg, who's just constantly reinvented himself for decades now. Martha Stewart obviously had that huge bounce back after her legal issues.
And then there's the big one, Robert Downey Jr.
He's sort of the gold standard for the modern comeback, isn't he? Going from, very public struggles, mug shots, all that.
To basically being the face of the biggest movie franchise on the planet. Yeah, that feels like the ultimate cultural forgiveness, maximum acceptance.
It is. And this is where the analysis we're looking at draws a really, really important distinction. RDJ's journey, his narrative, was largely about overcoming intense personal demons, addiction, self-destruction, legal problems tied to that internal turmoil.
And his comeback involved showing humility, right? Owning those personal failings publicly.
Yes. But the situation with Diddy, it's just fundamentally different, and the sources are quite clear on this.
How so?
It's just heavier. The nature of the allegations against him, we're talking about violence, abuse, coercion, shifts the entire conversation. It's not just about personal struggles or even financial crime.
It's about harm to others.
Exactly. It involves potential, profound emotional and physical damage to other people. Real people, as the sources emphasize. And that changes everything in terms of what the public might expect or demand for forgiveness.
So the calculation shifts. It's not, did they mess up their own life and need help? It's, did they hurt other people, and what are they doing about that damage?
Precisely. And the public seems far, far less inclined to offer a quick pass when the harm is directed outward, especially when victims are involved. Forgiveness, if it comes at all, has to be earned differently, not just by fixing yourself, but by demonstrating real, sustained accountability for the pain caused to others.
Which means the path back, if there is one, isn't really about the legal system anymore. It's cultural, it's emotional. So if someone were trying to earn that trust back after something so severe, what would that even look like? What's the blueprint? It can't just be a PR campaign.
No, definitely not. It seems to be incredibly demanding, and you absolutely cannot rush it. Looking at past examples, the successful ones, we can kind of pull out maybe 4 key ingredients. And they all push against how fast everything moves today.
Okay, what's the first one?
Time, just sheer time. The news cycle wants resolution now, but real change and rebuilding public trust. That takes years, sometimes decades.
So no quick comeback tours or jumping right back into the spotlight.
Right. The audience needs to see proof of change over a long period. Second, it needs consistent action and genuine accountability. That means really showing you've grown, not just saying, sorry, you got called.
There's a huge difference there. Did you actually change, or did you just hire better people to spin things?
Exactly. The third thing is about, well, attitude, humility. You probably can't come back with the same kind of massive ego or swagger that might have contributed to the downfall in the first place.
Makes sense. The sources said something about needing to stay humble.
Yeah, and actively focus on giving back, maybe to communities affected or to causes related to the harm done. And it needs to feel like quiet, sustained service, not, a self-promotional photo op.
Okay, time, action, humility. What's the fourth?
The foundation for all of it has to be truth. It has to start with truth, not spin. Any whiff of trying to cover up, minimize, or just PR the past failures, it completely undermines the whole thing, especially now with the internet remembering everything forever.
That point about truth connects to the human side of all this too, doesn't it? When someone gets that famous, the pressure must be immense, like a pressure cooker.
Absolutely. That level of fame, it creates an environment that's almost designed to enable, not challenge. You have huge teams, money, few boundaries. Everyone around is often incentivized to say yes, to make things happen, not to say, hey, maybe slow down.
So the sources suggest that when these big scandals or blow-ups happen, it's sometimes because nobody was there to pump the brakes.
It seems to be a common factor. And when a figure like Diddy, who represented so much success for so long, has such a public fall, it's not just a news story. The sources call it a human story.
And the impact spreads out.
Massively. The crash radius, as one piece put it, is huge.
Right.
Employees, business partners, family, even how people see the whole industry can be affected. That very public implosion is often just the visible part of a deeper human drama that's been playing out privately. And yeah, the crash hurts everyone around them too.
Okay, let's bring it back one more time to the politics, just hypothetically. Forget the denial for a second. If that commutation had actually happened, what would the immediate fallout have looked like?
Oh, it would have been instant and incredibly divisive. A commutation would just throw gasoline on that fire of public debate we talked about. It wouldn't even be about Diddy anymore, really.
It becomes a symbol, a proxy fight.
Exactly. A symbol of privilege or political interference, depending on your view. It becomes this litmus test, igniting a huge social media battle.
You'd see the hashtags immediately, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Total social media war, reflecting the political divides we already live with. You'd have the hashtag Free Diddy crowd versus the hashtag Keep Him crowd, each side dug in, representing really different takes on justice, celebrity, and accountability.
So when we pull all this together, looking at the sources, it seems like the legal outcome, whatever it might be down the road, is almost less important than the cultural reaction it sparks and sustains.
That feels like the core takeaway, yeah. Fame absolutely magnifies everything, including the consequences. It doesn't necessarily let you escape them. But it does give you a louder mic when it's time to apologize.
But that louder microphone comes with an audience that's maybe more skeptical
and
has a longer memory.
And a much higher bar for what counts as genuine accountability. One wrong move, one attempt to spin instead of own it, can cement your legacy in a negative way.
Unless you make that conscious, sustained effort to rewrite it.
Exactly. Through that long, humble process we talked about. So, if a figure like Diddy were to eventually get some kind of legal release, the biggest challenge isn't just walking out the door.
What is then?
The real question, the one that really hangs in the air for the future, is who will the public believe they are when they emerge? Have they actually done the work? It comes down to that deep, potentially decade-long commitment to truth and accountability. And that's the heavy thought we're kind of left with.
Yeah.